Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Amana Be Love here with your weekly moon soul messages. Today's January 13th, 2025. It is this Gregorian calendar year's first full moon. It's a full moon in Cancer. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of gathering with 11 other women, including some daughters, at my mother-in-law's house for our full moon circle, and that was just so beautiful and fun. And as much as I get nervous about facilitating those circles, I also enjoy the stretching that happens, and I always feel better after being in a circle with other women, and the other women there were also reflecting all of that right back to me. So today I am excited to feel into the messages that come through with these cards. I am going to be working with today this beautiful deck from Autumn Sky, as well as Rebecca Campbell's Ancient Stones deck. But before we begin, I'm feeling like I want to invite you to just take a moment and settle in wherever you are. Whether you're just listening or you're watching the video, can you take a moment and notice where you are? What's going on inside for you right now? What surface are you sitting or standing upon? Can you directly feel the earth beneath your feet? Or like me, do you have your feet on the ground of a home and it's beneath that there is earth? Can you take a moment to gaze out a window into the distance and see this beautiful place that you and I, that we all call home on this earth, as we are each earthlings? Have you noticed the swelling moon getting brighter and brighter, and now tonight it's at its brightest before it will start to fade into darkness? And I also, I don't know, it was in my adult years that I realized that the moon, I thought that the moon shone its own light. And it wasn't until in adulthood where it really registered that the moon is actually the light of the sun shining upon it. And what makes it go through these different phases of a dark moon to a bright moon is the earth's shadow. So the sun that heats this earth and keeps us alive and makes it light during the day it's that same sun that is shining onto the moon that then shines back down on us in the darkness. And I don't know, I just find that to be so fascinating and beautiful and wonderful. So, all right, let's dive in today. So you see on the back side, there's this writing. Oh, look, you can see my reflection. And the front side is these images. I used these yesterday in circle, and oh, they were so on point. So I imagine they will be today as well. Okay. Ooh, I've never chosen this one before. It has an owl and a peacock and a raven and a woman. Okay, so this is the card that says magic. Magic, yes. I am feeling, are you feeling the magic bubbling? I feel like the magic is rising right now in all of humanity, in the world, within myself, in my children, like their affinity towards magic. Are you feeling that? So I'm gonna say some of these statements on the back and try to give a moment for you to say them out loud if you so choose. I trust my inner wisdom. I take time for introspection. I explore etheric realms. My spirit is immortal. I wish you could see this better. There's definitely a glare. Yeah. In a world that has us pulled outside of ourselves all the time, looking to other people to be an authority towards us, like, you know, teachers, bosses, the government, parents, like this is sort of the natural patterning that we're in. Maybe not natural, but common patterning is to, when we ponder a question like, oh, I'll ask a friend, or I'm gonna type it in my phone and ask Google. But one practice that I've been doing for several years is pausing and turning inside and saying, what answers are within me? And sometimes I'm completely satisfied with the answers that I have within, and other times I do choose to reach outside myself. But taking the moment to pause and seek the answers within before moving forward with asking other people is such an important practice that can really transform your whole world. Yes. Okay. Now one from this beautiful deck. That one is flipped through. Oops. The records. Oh my gosh. Okay. The records. Remember why you came. Be bold. And legacy. I didn't actually know this term like legacy or really understand it. I guess the first time it came into my awareness was when my first love, Bjorn, he died, and he died when he was 26. And so he wrote his own, he knew he was going to be dying. And so he wrote his own little, is it called a eulogy or whatnot? That would be printed for his funeral celebration. And he said in that, like, you, my friends, are my legacy that lives on. And then when I worked in palliative care, which is oftentimes with people who are dying or facing death, this term legacy work came in, and it like circled back of like, oh yes, like what do we leave behind? Like as humans, we're such a, we think we're so important. And not to say that we aren't important, because I do feel like we are. And yet, at the same time, we're just like this tiny blip in the whole expansiveness of the life of the world and of all of humanity. And what do we want to leave behind? And being bold has been a huge edge for me, a growth edge for me. I definitely, in my 20s, not bold at all. I was very quiet, wouldn't speak up. Even in my 30s, I'm now 42, and I feel like I'm just being able to start harnessing this more bold energy of sharing my truth, sharing stories, sharing myself, my spirit, my soul. And it took a long time. I've always, in awe of those women and people who are more bold when they're younger. Like my daughter is for sure one of those people that I'm like, whoa, I can feel your boldness now. And it's not always an easy thing to do, because not everyone is going to agree with you. And That's going to be true no matter what you say. There's always going to be someone who might not agree with you. And that's something that I've had to learn to push through and be okay with stating my truth or my beliefs, or even sharing my stories, knowing that some people might listen and be like, what is she doing? Or like, I totally disagree with how she's living her life or what she's doing or what she just said. And be okay with that. Like, there's always going to be someone who doesn't agree, and that's okay. And so I've found more acceptance of that. So maybe that's happening for you too. I know it can be scary to not be timid and to be bold, but those are also sometimes the way that we move forward and that we find our people, right? Like, that's another thing that I think about and feel into is, if I'm not sharing my true self and who I really am, then how am I going to attract and bring in those people in my life that resonate with that? Like, if I'm just pretending or saying things that aren't true to me, then I'm going to be getting all sorts of people that aren't really in alignment. So, have you been pretending? Have you wanted to show your true colors in some bold way that is meaningful, that you feel is important for the world? For me, this is bringing up in myself my work in the world. Like, one of my deepest soul's callings is birth and death, the both, and how important the comings and goings are as humans. It matters how we're born, how we're conceived, what our birth is like, what our newbornhood is like. That shapes who we become. And also, how we die really matters. It matters for our own selves and also for the people that love us around us. Okay, one more card. Got to be quick here now. The gram only allows 15-minute videos. That's why I've been doing the little short recaps. Do you like the recaps? Let me know. Are those helpful at all? Equanimity. Balance your emotions. Avoid polarizing beliefs. I laugh at that because that's like what the media focuses on, is like polarizing us, because that brings people in and riles people up. And where can we find harmony instead? Can you be willing to change your mind? How do you cultivate inner peace and neutrality and stay compassionate? Yeah, I think these are perfect messages for the world right now. So remember your magic and your inner wisdom. We all have magic. We all have divine magic within us. I believe all of us have the ability to communicate with those that are no longer in this earthly realm. But it's a practice to get better at it, more comfortable with it, just like anything else. But trust your inner wisdom, and explore the etheric realms. The records. Remember why you came. I believe that we all have our soul's true calling. What do you feel is your soul's calling this lifetime? Please comment below. Tell me what your soul's calling is. I told you what mine is. And equanimity. Can you balance your emotions? Are you willing to change your mind? Can you stay compassionate and cultivate inner peace? I hope that you enjoyed these, and I will see you in about a week with the waning moon messages.